Hello and welcome. Right, this afternoon now I'll be making a steak and kidney pie. So in this I'll be using some braised steak, beef stock, I'm using pork liver, you can use lamb liver, lean parents, onions and some flour. And I'm also doing this with short crust pastry. You'll see Alfie by the side of me, he isn't feeling too good today, so he's just keeping me company under my feet. Anyway, I'm going to start now by, and also vegetable oil as well, which I'm using to fry the beef off. So I'm going to start now by dicing the beef, and I'll lightly, I'll fry these then until nice and coated all around, and then I'll put them aside to do the next part. So just slice up the beef. This is slightly frozen, as I had it in the freezer, but it'll defrost now whilst I'm cooking. But it's easier to slice when it's slightly frozen too. Yeah. So I'll just crack on now with slicing this beef up. Whilst the beef is cooking, slice up the kidney. This has already had the centipede taken out. Yeah. Like jelly. And that's ready. I'm just stirring my beef now. Wash my hands first. Let that cook again now. I've washed the boards and I'm now going to peel and slice up my onions. There's 2 medium onions. So I'll just peel these a sec. I'll just dice these up. Pretty small. Give this a stir. The beef's just about ready, so I'll put the beef now into another dish a minute. I've turned it right down now. Take it off the heat. And take the beef out. That back onto the heat, then I'll put in my kidney. Just make sure that all the kidney's now cooked before I do the next step. So just let that cook a minute. Like the kidney's been cooking there now for about 3-4 minutes. Making sure I'm turning them so that they're all cooked. But they'll cook further now. Because now I'm going to add the onions to the kidneys. Just make sure that they're cooked now. Right, the onions are now cooked with the kidneys. I'm now putting back in the beef. Give this a mix. Turn the heat down a second. And into there I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of plain flour. 4 tablespoons is roughly about 30 grams. So just sprinkle on 4 tablespoons and mix that in now. So that's about 30 grams of flour. So I just want to mix this in and coat all the meat and the onions with the flour. Lovely. Now I want to add 750 mils of stock. I'm using the no stock cubes. I haven't got any fresh stock left, so I'm using no beef stock cubes for this. So that's 500 mils. Give it a stir. And then add another 250. Sorry, 350. I split hairs, 250. And I'll bring this up to the boil now. bring it up to the boil. I've turned it right down now. I'm going to add some the imperins. A good splash of the Worcester sauce. I'll also add some ground pepper. I won't add salt to this because there's salt already in the stock. There's a good half teaspoon of ground black pepper. I'm going to put it on a smaller flame. And I'll let this simmer now for at least an hour, hour and a half. So I'll come back. The simmer now on with the lid off. So I'll just come back to it. The next part now for this pie is the pastry. I've already made the pastry. I've used 500 grams of plain flour, 250 grams of butter. I've used salted butter, and then 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk just to combine. And I've done this in the food processor, and I've left it in the fridge for the last hour and a half. Whilst the beef is cooking. So the beef is now also cooled. So leave that there. So this is going to be for the top. So I'm going to make sure now, this is for the bottom, I'm sorry. Make sure now that everything's all dusted. And this is short crust pastry. I'm gonna put this into my pie dish that I use for everything. Just when you're used to something, isn't it? You use it all the time. Roll this back. Don't think it's wide enough. I roll this back. My pie dish. And use the rolling pin just to lift it up and to put it into place. So then let it just fall down. Right, I'm just going to get a fork now to prong it. So prong the bottom. I've got an egg here that I'm going to use now just to wash the sides so that the pastry will stick. So put that aside. and just wash the sides. I'm just going to put the mince and, well, not mince, so the beef. Move this just over there while I do the pastry for the top. I'll move this out of the way actually. You can use puff pastry for the top on this, but on this pie I do prefer to have the short crust pastry. It doesn't take much to make it into puff pastry, just by rolling it and then spreading butter on the pastry, then folding it and then rolling it again. You do that several times. I'll have to show you one day how I make puff pastry. It works for me. I'm just crimping the sides. Look at the sides now. That's all the sides cut. Pushing it out a bit more now. Put some egg wash. Just a couple of holes to let the air out, and I'll stick this in the oven now, 180 for around 40-45 minutes. Steak and kidney pie. Delicious. Here's my veg. The peas and the broad beans are from the allotments. I blanched them and I froze them. So right, let's tuck into this pie a minute. Let me cut it. There's my pie. There it is on my plate. I'm going to tuck into this now. And if you enjoyed the recipe, please let me know, and I'll put it in the description for you. Any newcomers out there, welcome, and I really do appreciate you tuning in. So thank you all again for tuning in, and I hope to see you again. I am now going to tuck into this. Delicious.